All right, let's edit this photo today. We're going to go through two photos, both of these images, and what I'm going to show you is how to clean up hair, around this little girl's face, and how to adjust the background so that your seamless papers are going to be really nice and clean. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come up here to our adjustments, which is on the right hand of the screen. We're going to go down to portrait. So what I want to do first is work on her skin and the hair. So it already shows that it is a child. You can see that this little girl, which is my daughter, had messy hair. I couldn't find a brush, so we just threw it up and started shooting. And so I want to show you how great Evoto can clean up hair. This is also great for postpartum moms that have the flyaways everywhere. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over to the hair option. There's stray hair removal. Now I'm going to show you 100% so you can see it at its full percentage. There we go. Okay, so it pulled a lot. It didn't get all of it on the inside, but look at what it did here. So all these little hairs that I would typically go through, it's going to adjust. The next one is smoothing the hair. So this option is really great because it just kind of softens it and adds some sharpening at the same time. Okay, so that is what it looks like. Okay, now you can do it where it's not quite as dramatic. You can also change it if you want it to only take out the stray hairs on the outside of the image, but not on the inside of the image. You can do that in the little tabs right here. There is an option for hair shine enhancement, and I've noticed this works on some, but as you can tell, sometimes it does this weird thing where it looks kind of white. So it's almost like it looks like it kind of adds a light. I don't usually use that option for what I'm doing. Okay, so that's one thing. The next thing we can do is we can see how it does with removing this piece right here. So you're going to go up to the Band-Aid tool, to the healing tool. Sometimes this works really well and sometimes it doesn't. So I just kind of play with it. Like in that case, it didn't work. So if I need that fixed, I'm going to pull that into Photoshop. Okay, so that was really simple. It did not take a lot of time, and it just cleans up your image and makes your client feel more put together. Next thing we're going to do is adjust the background. Okay, so this paper actually looks pretty good, but a lot of times whenever you are printing pictures from seamless paper, if you don't add color banding to it, it can have some wonky colors or lines depending on how you're printing them. So I like to always make sure that I'm using a color banding action or preset in my editing to make sure it's going to print really clean. So there's a couple things. If we had any distractions removal is great. I'm going to click clean backdrop, and I like to do this at 100% for a backdrop like this. This is just going to clean it up, and as you can tell, it's not going to do a whole lot on this image, but I'll show you it on some others. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is click the color banding removal. If you use the background enhancement, that is going to brighten and contrast your background. Okay, I love that. That is a really easy way to change the color and make it a little more dramatic, but you do have to watch and make sure that it doesn't add any weird tones around the subject. Okay, so that's one thing we can do. The next thing you can do is there's unified lighting. So unifying lighting is going to take and change where your shadows are. So as you can see, if we do that, see how it took, and instead of having the shadows on one side, it just kind of made it look more solid. So if you have headshots, if you need something and the shadows were deeper on one side and you really don't want that, this is an easy way to not have to Photoshop and brush color onto that area. Okay, so in this image, I'm fine with it having. You can also do it where it's part of it. Okay, so if you just want to take out some of the shadows, but not all of it, you can do that as well. Now, once we've got our image, we're good to go. You can go through and edit with the edit adjustments, but this is going to clean up your photo. Now, I'm going to pull a photo from this session. We're going to go up here to the plus sign. We're going to pull an image that is not as clean. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, this one right here will work great. So we're going to come back over to our image. We're going to copy. So I'm using a MacBook Pro. I used Command C to copy this. And we're just going to say, hey, I want you to, right now we just have background adjustments on here. So we don't need any of those. We're going to save and then Command V, which is going to paste that to this image. So we're going to paste it to this image. Okay, see how it cleaned that up? But now we're going to go back over to our distractions removal tool. We're going to say that there are distractions and see if it'll pull it. There we go. Voila, you're done. How amazing is that? Okay, you can quickly go through. Now, I notice it is still a little bit dark in this image on this side. So if I want to go through and adjust that, a lot of times what I do is I just come over to the healing tool, which is that little J tool. I'll go over to clone and I will pull some of the color and then adjust it and just kind of brush it on. If that works, great. If not, sometimes I'll pull it into Photoshop and do some finishing touches, but this makes it so much faster. Now, does it work for every background? No. Sometimes it gets a little wonky and it doesn't adjust it right. However, the majority of the time, it's going to do a great job, which just simplifies and speeds up your workflow. So I hope this was helpful. You can take and copy and paste that onto your images, and you'll see it takes literally 5 to 10 seconds for it to put, see, there we go. Now, and oh, one more thing. If you notice, like we're in the backgrounds adjustment right now, it did not change her hair. You have to click on the portrait adjustment for it to show you what it does with her hair. I'm not really sure why it does that. And oh, I just realized that I forgot to add her hair option in this one. So we would have to come back over here and go, okay, we want to save this preset and we want her hair options, which is going to be in portrait. So we could save that and then bring it over here. And then we could just click on that. And in a few seconds, it'll clean it up. But if you feel like, hey, it's not showing me the options, you're going to go over to portrait and then it'll actually show you the adjustments it's made for portrait. I hope this helps. If you want to see more videos from me, follow me here.